Members, can I call the meeting to order? We are already late. 20 minutes. I understand now we have a quorum. So we will start the meeting with the prayers.
Let's pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come at our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen.
Thank you. Can I have a proposer and seconder for the agenda?
I propose.
Once again, we do the introduction. My name is Muhammad Yusuf Haji. Introduction.
Fatuma Dulo, member.
Fred Outa, Vice Chair, National Security.
Senator Moses Wetangula, Bungoma County Senator, member of Security Committee.
I am Mithika Linture, Senator Meru County, and a member of the National and Security the Security Committee. Thank you.
Senator Dr. Christo Balangat, a friend to the committee for today.
Engineer Mahmoud, Senator Mandera County, member of the National Security Committee.
Abdullahi Ali, Senator for Wajir, a friend of the committee.
Mtula Kilonzo Jr., Senator Makueni, member of Legal Affairs Committee.
Cecilia Amos Wako, member of the Justice Committee.
Staff.
My name is Stephen Gekonyo, clerk to the Security Committee.
Morning, everyone. My name is Sylvia Nasambu, clerk to the Legal Committee.
Can we have the IG and his officers introduce themselves?
Hilary Mtiambai, Inspector General of Police.
Noor Gabo, Deputy Inspector General of Police.
George Kinatisa, DCI, sir.
Mohammed Roba, Office of the DCI.
Henry Ondiek from DCI.
Good morning, sir. Kuri Obadia from the DCI.
Good morning, sir. I'm Julius Mbati, PA to the IG. Thank you, sir.
Staff of the parliament can introduce themselves.
Michelle Otoro, Legal Counsel.
Philip Kipkemboy, Audio Officer, answered.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Manga, Media Relations Officer.
My name is Stephen Maru, Sergeant at Arms.
Brenda Michira, Legal People.
Thank you. Well, our guest, first of all, I want to apologize for starting the meeting late, and I want to congratulate you for coming in time. No, I like it, What I'm saying is I welcome our guests for coming to the meeting in time. Can you hear me now? And I'm thanking them for being here in time. And also I apologize on behalf of the two committees for us starting the meeting late, although we were supposed to have started at 10. Now that we have introduced ourselves, we are going to agenda number 4, which is the deliberation on the report received from the Inspector General and the Director of Criminal Investigation and the Deputy Inspector General Police. Maybe one of the clerks should take us through, and I want to appeal to the members that the reports you have is supposed to have been in your files. So please, since it has been given direct to you, after the meeting, you surrender them so that they can be filed accordingly for reference in future. Welcome, Senator Chair. We didn't have time to read all of you, so can you take us through? Yeah. Yeah, Bana IG will represent. Bana DGI or the Inspector General will represent, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Fine.
Thank you, Chair. We had 12 questions, which we have responded each by its own answer. I may not read the questions. I just want to go straight to my responses. And the response, I will just start by the invitation to this meeting of Senate Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, and the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Affairs, Foreign Relations. Reference is made to your letter, as shown there, dated 15th September 2020, on the above matter. A detailed investigation on arrest of 3 senators, namely Mr. Cleophas Malala, Dr. Christopher Langat, and Dr. Lelerengwe Tumbesi, are ongoing. Further investigation on alleged threats to life by Senator Cleophas Malala were also undertaken, and the answers provided to the questions as follows. A. 1. There was an ongoing investigation against Senator Dr. Christopher Langat via the Threat and Situation Report, report 154 of 12th August 2020, and 155 of 13 August 2020, and 156 of 14th August 2020. These copies are attached, which was generated by Directorate of Criminal Investigations, Operations for Necessary Actions in Narok, Bomet, and Samburu counties in Rift Valley region. Reference is also made to letter reference therein stated, dated 30th June 2020, and also these copies is attached by the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security on Tribal Clashes between Kipsigis and Maasai communities in Narok County, where they required a brief for the National Police Service. I move to page 2. In the case of Senator Dr. Lelerengwe Tumbesi, There was also an ongoing investigation in Samburu County on a series of attacks among Pokot, Samburu, and Turkana communities. Information gathered from the ground indicates that the Samburu were planning to revenge attack against Turkana. The name of Senator Dr. Lelengwa Tumbesi of Samburu County has greatly featured to be among the inciters in the violence attack. 3. On Sunday of 16th August 2020, Senator Cleophas Malala of Kakamega County gathered about 200 women and bodaboda riders at Mumia's shopping center. This is against the Ministry of Health protocols and guidelines against the spread of COVID-19. After flouting the COVID-19 regulations, he was summoned by the Sub-County Police Commander Mumias and refused to honor the summon. On the same day in the evening, the regional and the county commander visited his home to trace him, but he escaped on a Monday. He escaped, and on Monday he was traced in Kitengela within Kajiado County, where he was arrested and escorted to Mumias. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in Kakamega advised the senator to be released unconditionally as they complete the investigations. B. The orders were agreed upon by the local security teams after reports of cognizable offenses were reported to the police against the 3 senators. The senators had to be transferred to their respective counties since their witnesses and officers with the details of their respective offices were from their local counties. C. The manner in which they were arrested were informed by the circumstances and the seriousness of the offenses. For instance, the allegation against Senator Dr. Christopher Langat and Senator Dr. Lelengwa Lumbisi were very serious since they were touching on lives of Kenyans. Senator Cleophas Malala had evaded police arrest from Kakamega County. Therefore, the local commanders assessed and appreciated the challenges in getting their senators, hence called for more specialized team to effect the arrest. Above all, these are persons of interest in society who can influence and incite persons to guard against the arrest, since they had refused to honor summons, hence their need to send a bigger number of officers to effect the arrest. D. The National Police Service officers are trained to make independent decisions within the law. For instance, when to make an arrest or shoot on the matter in question, police officers on the ground are informed by cognizable offenses which had been reported against the 3 senators, hence effected the arrests. E. There is no policy on the arrest of VIPs, but there is a laid down procedures on how to effect an arrest of an accused person. The procedure to effect an arrest is well stipulated in our service standing order, which gives standard operating procedure in the National Police Service. F. For Senators Dr. Langat and Dr. Lelengwa, there existed grievous allegations which, if they were not addressed, it could have led to bloodshed and loss of lives, hence the need of arrest after the 2 senators refused to honor summons by the local DCI officers. Senator Malala on 16 August had committed an offense against the Ministry of Health protocols and guidelines on the prevention of the spread of COVID-19. He refused to honor summons by local police. This warranted his arrest because he is not above the law, and protection of life and property is one of our key mandates. G1, on 15th of August 2020, Senator Dr. Langat was summoned by County Criminal Investigation Officer, Bomet County, Mr. Johnston Kohler, who is a commissioner of police, and he refused to honor the summons. 2, on 15th of August this year, Senator Dr. Lelengwa was summoned by County Criminal Investigation Officer Samburu County, Mr. Linus Owango, who is a senior superintendent of police. He even confirmed his statement before the two committees. On 16th of August 2020, Senator Malala was summoned by Mumia's sub-county commander to explain why he had gathered over 200 women against the Ministry of Health guidelines and protocols. He later escaped to Nairobi and was arrested in Kentekela and escorted to Mumias, where the offense was committed. It is the senator's failure to honor police summons on 15th and 16th of August 2020, which caused the arrest on 17th August 2020, but there was no intention to bar them from voting in the Senate. H. The investigation against the complaint by Senator Malala on the threat to his life are complete, and a full report on investigation is hereby attached for ease of reference. Senator Malala already has enhanced security by which he has been assigned to him, which there are 2 bodyguards as opposed to Senator's allocation of 1 bodyguard. He has been assigned the following: number 2008064 723 Corporal Joel Kamati, and number 20091 77133 APC Joel Micha Wakesa, who are bodyguards of his own choice. A walk through and review of CCTV footages of Hotel Lamada, perusal and analysis of gate entry and the exit register could not find the alleged motor vehicle registration number KBZ 537Y stroke GKB 862H. Hilton Hotel does not exist in Thika town. J. Though forensic and technical investigations, the location of Senator Malala was gotten, hence his arrest. National Police Service not privy to any information on any location sent to the police. On 16 September 2020, the investigators visited National Transport and Safety Authority, where registration particulars of motor vehicle registration GKB 862H and KBZ 537Y were formally sought from NTSA, which responded via a copy of a motor vehicle record print outdated 16 September 2020, and we have detail on our annex attached. All police officers are answerable to an immediate command from where they get their instructions. There is no single squad of officers who are answerable to an outside command in the National Police Service. M. We have, however, not withdrawn any security for our VIPs as alleged. Where withdrawal of any VIP has to be done, this may be as a result of the VIP being implicated in any court/criminal case, and the withdrawal is effected so as to protect the officers and government firearms. Also important to note that the officers assigned to these VIPs also have families and other parental obligation. In this regard, therefore, the officers may also take time away from duty to attend to domestic matters, something which may lead the respective VIP to operate without the services of their preferred security details. Nonetheless, the officers are normally released back to their respective duties, and VIPs immediately the reasons for their absence has been addressed. National Police Service remain committed to respect human rights and work within the law. I present.
You have heard the report, and you have the copy. Any reaction?
I think, Chair, the IG should also walk us through the specific threats to Senator Malala, then we can ask questions thereafter.
Which are these ones? He has not mentioned them here in his report. Was it not mentioned in the report. The sequence of arrest. Yes. Yeah. We handle all of them together at one time. Okay, but the DCI. But the DCI.
Sir,
Point of order, Chair.
And go through the report.
Point of order, Chair.
All right.
Chair, co-chairs. I don't know about your document, but the report is about read. Mine is not signed. Maybe you can confirm whether yours is signed.
Senator Mutula, which one is not signed?
This one. This one.
That's correct. It's not signed.
That one.
It's correct. So, do you have one which is signed? DCI. What we have at page 9 is not signed.
Yes, but I am sign. But I can sign. I can sign.
And then there is a statement. I don't know who is the author. There is a statement that is not legible. This one.
So we acknowledge that the forwarding is the one which was signed, but I can actually sign it right away with your guidance, sir.
Okay.
I can append my signature.
You can sign a
Yes.
few copies for our records.
Chairman's copy. The chairman's copy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse these two. The copies are not clear. Excuse. It's not eligible. So can they give us clearer copies?
This is a statement,
I proceed, sir.
No, not that one. The next. And the left.
How many statements did you submit? Statements. Because some of them are blank. How many copies did you submit? Above,
So
the statements attached.
Yes,
How
sir.
many are they? Because some of them are blank, the paper.
Oh, those the ones which are not signed, sir.
No.
There's one
Oh,
which
they are
there's some statements which are not legible at all.
Only we don't have any blank.
I'm referring to annexure 9, eh? 9. Annexure 9.
Sir, we have even originals. In the event there is any missing, I'm ready to submit, sir. Yes.
Fine. I think the problem might lie with our those who produce the photocopies. So more copies will be supplied. He's going to look for them. So we can proceed now. We can proceed.
Sir,
Excuse, you can proceed.
Okay,
I'll be
thank you.
excusing myself. I'll ask Senator Mutula to stand in for me. I'll be in another committee where my governor is appearing. Asante.
Sorry about the DCI for interruption. Just go ahead,
Okay.
please.
Sir, investigations report on allegations made by Honorable Cleopas Wahungu Marara, the Senator Kakamega County, that a special assassination squad existed in the Special Service Unit aimed at eliminating or assassinating him. The background of our investigation, sir, is that on the 15th of September 2020, an inquiry file number 154 of 2020 was opened pursuant to the allegation by the Honorable Senator Cleopas Wahungu Marara on a plot to assassinate him, and as ordered by this honorable committee, sir. The scope of our investigation, as well guided by the members of this honorable committee, was to carefully peruse and analyze the complaint from the lawyer who wrote on the behalf of the complainant, Ms. Anyanga Marara, by this letter reference CWM/25/CLE/3 of 2020, dated 26 August 2020, on behalf of his client. The investigation noted the following allegations. 1. That there was a special service unit assassination squad codenamed Bravo Suru Yankee, assembled from the special service unit and earmarked to assassinate or eliminate Honorable Senator Cleopas Wahungu Marara, the elected senator of Kakamega County. Number 2 of the allegation, that the alleged assassin squad consists of 5 purported police officers from Special Services Unit as listed hereunder. 1. Sergeant Kiprop, alias Rob. 2. Benedict B, alias Arab B. 3. David Kuteka Ingutia. Number 4. Silvanus Njeru and driver. Then number 5. Chief Inspector Wansara, purportedly from the homicide from the DCI. Number 3. That the alleged assassin squad has held several meetings at the DCI and quarters executive lodge. That the alleged assassin squad has met on at least at Hotel Amanda off Thika Road, where they were treated to sumptuous food and expensive drinks of their choice with a hefty bill put in by unnamed masters, and most probably using resources from the taxpayers. Number 5, sir, that the aforementioned assassin squad has held several meetings at Heaton Hotel in Thika Town, where they were briefed by Chief Inspector Wansara, a purported known police officer working for Homicide Department at the DCI headquarters. Number 6, that the said squad of police assassins, for ease of their movement and to conceal the identification, were assigned a motor vehicle make Subaru Forester, green in color, that was assigned to motor vehicle registration number KBZ 507Y, though its real registration is alleged to be GKB 862H. Further, it was claimed that the motor vehicle was issued with a total petrol station fuel card for use during the operation. Number 7, sir, that the aforementioned purported police officers who are said to be part of the 5-member assassin squad and their regular Seska pistols, record and issued with Scorpion firearms, high-caliber semi-automatic rifles with 20 rounds of ammunition in order to complete their mission, sir. Sir, the synopsis of the investigation: to establish the veracity of this allegation, the investigation undertook the following. On 16 September 2020, the investigators visited the National Transport and Safety Authority, where ranges of the motor vehicle registration number GKB 862H and KBZ 537Y were formally sought from NTSA, which responded by a copy of a motor vehicle record printout dated 16th of September 2020, and we have an annexure of the same as Annexure 1, sir. On 16th September 2020, the investigators visited Rentworks East Africa Limited, who are the owners of the said motor vehicle, registration number GKB 862H, as per the NTCA records. Rentworks East Africa Limited responded in writing to the queries by the investigators by letter dated 16 September 2020, and a letter we have annexed hereby. On 16 September, the year 2020, the investigators also visited National Police Service Headquarters and Jogo House, seeking to establish the identity and employment particulars of the purported police officers alleged to be members of Special Service Unit Assassination Squad, as per the letter reference DCI stroke IB stroke SCU stroke 441 volume L2 29 dated 15 September 2020. It's Annexure 3. After search through the database, National Police Service responded by the letter reference number NPS IG Sec 441 volume 535 dated 16 September 2020, Annexure 4. The investigations also visited Otto Ramanda on 16 September 2020, where a formal request was made by the letter reference DCI stroke IB stroke SCI stroke SEC stroke 441 volume dated 25th to 15 September 2020, and the following were established. The annexure is hereby marked number 5. To be furnished with entry and exit register for the last 3 months. 2, to be around to assess and retrieve CCTV footage capturing the motor vehicles in question. 4, to avail an authorized employee to record a statement. And 5, to be furnished with any other relevant information. Sir, the investigators were around access to assess the CCTV footage and a walk through the management motor vehicle entry exit registers were handed over to the team and retained as exhibit after having an inventory of the same signed by both parties. The hotel management availed Martin M. Dhenji, who recorded the statement on 19 September the year 2020, and they responded to our inquiries by Annexure 6. A number of internal memos were also made to various departments within DCI headquarters relevant to the subject of the investigation. Sir, on number 6, the investigators invited Honorable Senator Marara Wahungu, by Director DCIB, SIU SEC 444 volume 27 dated 15th September year 2020.
I think for the sake of time, you don't need to read the reference
sir.
Because it's already there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well guided. At the time of recording his statement, Honorable Senator Wahungu Marara raised further allegations that he saw and informed him that the motor vehicle registration number GKB 862H can be said 5.7Y and had been reassigned a known South Sudanese motor vehicle registration number to avoid detection after hearing out his allegations, and was now in the use and custody of DCI in Limuru. So if you remember very well, this is a new allegation which he made when he was invited, and he says it's a new development. But equally, sir, we pursued it for purposes of reporting to this honorable committee today. The investigators also retrieved the core data records and locations for mobile number 0726999065 registered under one David Kuteha in Gutia, a police officer stationed at Thika Police Station, and currently attached to Kenya Power and Lighting Company from the Safaricom Kenya Limited. On 17 September 2020, the investigators visited Thika Town. As such, within Thika Town could not locate a hotel by the name Hilton Hotel, as was indicated in the complaint letter. On 17 2020, the investigators recorded the statement of number 101540 PC David Kutea in Gutia. The annexure there is here number 9. A Kenya Police Service officer stationed at Thika Police Station and currently attached to Kenya Power and Lighting Company. Perusal and analysis of firearms record established that the officer has never been issued with a search capital within the period alleged. A statement from the OCS Thika Police Station, Chief Inspector Matthew C. Masaga was also recorded to confirm the same, sir. The investigators saw details of motor vehicle registration number GKB 862H and KMB 537Y from the Director Logistics at the National Police Service by Ndawareta, dated 17 September, and the annexure is there, sir, attached. And a response was received on 17th day of September 2020, and the letter is attached, sir. Photographs of motor vehicle registration number GKB 862B, a Toyota Land Cruiser pickup, blue in color, assigned to Difu Patrol Base in Wajir County, were obtained by the investigators from Meru Mutindo Enterprises Limited on 19 September 2020, where it was undergoing repair and maintenance. It is, we have some annexures, sir, for the evidence, 12 and 13. The findings, sir, out of these investigations: Special Services Unit is a unit within the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, which exists as one of the subunits under the command of the Director of Operations. As such, though the DCI personnel data could not find any of the alleged purported police officers' names given in the complaint letter. The alleged assassination squad does not exist in the Special Services Unit and by extension, the entire Directorate of Criminal Investigations, sir. We have annexures 3 and 4 for that purpose. As such, through homicide data, homicide is a unit in the DCI which deals with investigation to do with sudden deaths and all matters to do where death has been reported, that there is no officer by the name of Chief Inspector Wansara in charge of unit, neither the entire DCI database. The unit does not have any member of the rank of Chief Inspector. As such, through the National Police Service personnel database, only found one police officer, namely David Kutea Ingutia, whose name appears in the list of the alleged Special Services Assassination Squad as it appears in the allegation, in the complaint letter. He is employed under Kenya Police Service and currently stationed at Thika Police Station, where he is attached to Kenya Power and Lighting Company. It was also established that the officer has never served in the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. The officer hails from Kakamega County, where the complainant, Honorable Senator Cleopas Wong Marara, represents. The investigators could not establish any existing bond blood between them. The officer harbours that the allegations have caused him and his family public ridicule and great emotional and psychological trauma. We have annexed a statement, sir, as annexure 3, 4, and 9. As such, through the firearm records and Thika Police Station established that the officer has never been issued with a Saska pistol within the period alleged. The names of the officer purported, the names of the other purported police officers alleged to members of the assassination squad could not be traced. Officers from police station do not draw their firearms from the DCI and quota summary. Number 7, sir, that none of the purported police officers are regularly members of the Special Service Unit's Assassination Squad have ever been issued with any firearms as per the firearms record sent at DCI and quarters. Further, it was established that officers from the Special Service Unit do not draw their firearms from DCI and quarters summary, since the unit has its own firearms for their own management. conduct records of the officer's mobile number and locations from 1st August 2020 to 16 September 2020 could not place the said David Kutega Ingutia anywhere near Amanda Hotel, nor DCI headquarters as alleged. The alleged DCI headquarters executive road, sir, do not exist. A walkthrough and review of the CCTV footage at the Hotel Amanda, perusal and analysis of gate entry and exit rangers could not find the alleged motor vehicle registration number KBZ 537Y, stroke GKB 862H. The conferences and meetings bookings registers examined together with the CCTV footage could not find the said David Ingutia or his purported counterparts or meetings fitting the description as arranged by the said Honorable Keropas Wangu Marara within the said premises. This was further confirmed by statement recorded from the auto management and the staff who affirmed that meetings never took place within their premises and the motor vehicle has never visited the hotel. So we have annexed Annex 5 and 6 to support the establishment. As such, through the NTCA system could not trace motor vehicle registration number can be said 537Y. An alleged Subaru Forester, said to be green in color, was purported real motor vehicle registration number is alleged to be GKB 862H. However, as such obtained from the NCA for motor vehicle registration number GKB 862H revealed that the motor vehicle is a Toyota Land Cruiser pickup, blue in color. This was further confirmed by Rentworks East Africa Limited, who have reached the motor vehicle to the National Police Service by their written detained 16 September 2020. We have equally annexed as evidence of this establishment 1, 2, 12, and 13, sir. As such, conducted from the National Police Service motor vehicle database by Directorate of Logistics, National Police Service confirmed that the motor vehicle is assigned to Kenya Police Service, Ndifu Patrol Base in Wajir County, and is not assigned to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations as alleged. On the 19th September 2020, the investigators traced the motor vehicle to Mutindo Enterprises Limited in Meru County, where it had been brought for service and obtained photographs of the same, and they attached as Annexure 13 and 13, sir. That the investigators could not locate the alleged hotel, Hilton Hotels, as alleged in the complaint letter within Thika area. At the time of recording his statement, Honorable Senator Cross Marara further alleged that the alleged motor vehicle registration number GKB 862H, a Subaru Forester engraved in color, had been reassigned to DCI Rimuru following the airing of his allegation to avoid detection. The investigators visited Rimuru DCI, where they recorded the statement of the DCIO, checked through the records of the motor vehicles under his command, and were able to establish that no such motor vehicle existed at DCI Rimuru. Equally, we have annexed his statement and number 8, sir. During statement recording, Honorable Senator Keropas Wangu Marara was asked to furnish the investigators with the following, which he failed to do. 1. Specific dates, places when he alleges to have been trailed. These are very important for the investigators so that they could do forensic audit trail. Telephone numbers and the photographs of the purported assassin officers which he had alleged on various media platforms to be in possession of. And so I remember very well, he actually demonstrated and showed me some photographs here during the last session in this honorable committee. The recommendations are out of these investigations and the findings is our humble submission that these are very serious allegations impacting on the character, assassination of the members of the Special Service Unit, which has exposed them to ridicule and contempt in the eyes of the members of the public, whom they diligently serve with dedication and self-sacrifice. Sir, following the malicious and deliberate circulation of the allegations of the social media and both print and electronic media, we hereby now humbly request this Honorable Senate Committee to honor the author of the same allegation to apologize to the Special Service Unit in the exact manner they exposed the unit through the social media and electronic and print media. In the absence of this, sir, the officers' morale, confidence, and inspiration would be greatly injured on the basis that they were not fairly treated. Sir, the same breath, it is also a humble submission that any member of the Senate who may give information to such an honorable committee without verifying, confirming, and or authenticating an allegation which may be established to have been fictitious, false, and malicious, and with no basis at all, sir, should be reprimanded. Lastly, sir, based on the evidence on record, we find that allegations by Honorable Senator Clovis Wangu Marara are untrue, malicious, false, and ill-intended, and therefore urge this honorable committee, sir, to order the other of these allegations be charged with the offense of giving false information contrary to Section 129 subsection B of the Penal Code. That was our finding, sir. Thank you.
Members, first of all, I want to confirm that the statements which were missing are all here now in the original submission. And we now proceed with any question that may arise out of the presentation. I'm just going to the washroom. He will continue.
We have been joined by one member. Please introduce yourself as we start. And I will start from the front. First, introduce yourself. You're a friend.
My name is Kipchumba Murkomen, Senator Elgeyo Marakwet County, a friend of the committee.
Please provide Senator Murkomen with the statements so that he can acquaint himself with what we have been doing. Is there anybody who has not introduced himself on record? Yes.
I'm Senator Judith Pareno, a member of the Committee on National Security and Foreign Relations.
Thank you.
Mohamed Faki, Senator Mombasa County, member, friend of the committee.
Yes, proceed, Speaker.
Rose Nyamunga, Senator from Kisumu, a friend of the committee.
So I will do this in order. I will start from the front. Is there any member who has a question from the front bench? Or comments or whatever? Yes, you know what I mean, my learned friend. Do you have a question, comment? Sorry? No, you don't have to have a question. You can make a comment, recommendation, praise. You can praise to a limited extent. Please proceed, and then we'll go to the next bench if there are no questions.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this opportunity. And if you may allow me, I would want to raise all the issues that I have at the same time because I wouldn't want to come back again. Mr. Chairman, I listened to the response by the IG, and there are a number of things that I would want really clarified, because you know the allegations here are allegations against members of parliament and the reasons to why they were arrested on that fateful day when this house was conducting a very serious national matter. And I'm sure they don't live in isolation. It's not that they are not alive to what happens or the duty of the member of parliament or what he was required to do at that particular time. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, you know, the Constitution recognizes this team as a police service and not as a police force. And that makes, to me, there's a lot of difference between a police service and a police force, and how they are supposed to conduct themselves is properly provided for, and I think Article 243, 245, or thereabout. And in terms of how they are also supposed to ensure there is confidence between the public has confidence in this service. So, Mr. the respect that we have all through held the police service is winning. Kenyans are losing confidence with the police service. And it's really unfortunate, including Mythical Nturi, who is sitting before you, because of the manner in which officers, some of the officers, of course it can't be everyone, some of the officers conduct themselves in regards to investigations, treatment of the public, and also including members of parliament. And it's really unfortunate. And it is expected, just like we say, there is no market without a madman. So you equally have very, very good officers, but there are still those very bad officers that you have to deal with to ensure the police service maintains its respect. Now, because Chairman, the allegation here is on these members, I would want to hear from the Inspector General, because he says there is no policy on the arrest of VIPs, but there is a policy in which you can arrest an accused person, and we do not, I personally, do not expect to have any different treatment from the law. Never, and I will never seek that favor, but I require fairness. So when you talk about people being summoned, my understanding of a summon probably could be different from yours. I would want you to explain to us as a committee what a summon means. Are you trying to suggest that anybody calling me and introduces himself as a police officer, calling you to come and record a statement, I must appear? Someone I don't know, someone I don't know whether he's acting on whose behalf? I would want to know. Because personally, I would expect whether if I am required to appear before DCI or any police officer, because I have a duty to, then I must be informed in writing so that I know why I'm being called to go there. So were these members of parliament? Because you have alleged in a number of paragraphs that they were summoned and didn't refuse to adhere. With your due respect.
I know, but
you know,
make
if we
it
have
short.
to, yeah?
Make
Chairman,
it,
sorry, let me hear you.
Yeah. No, shorten. You can do the same thing with, less words.
There is an allegation here that a pistol, or that the complainant saying there was a pistol. I don't, a layman would not differentiate between a scorpion, a Beretta, and a Seska. So the answer from the DCI says there's nobody who was given a Seska pistol. But a layman like Malala or anybody else will not differentiate. All pistols may be black. So you can say when you see as long as combatant means that these officers are gun. So the type, the make is what is different, but at least there's an admission that this officer and a gun. So the other thing here is that, just like I said, if the meeting was alleged to have been Lamanda, Lamanda is an installation by the NIS which collaborates with them in the gathering of intelligence and other information. I really don't think that from Lamanda or the footages, without anybody else that is impartial, would have really given the correct situation of the CCTV footages. Mr. Chairman, I have heard from the DCI that data was collected, right? The mobile data of the officers. Yes, and it means data, this guy was not there. Just like he says there's no Eton Hotel, probably it would have been of value to say that at this particular time, when it's alleged these people were here, after collection of data from Safaricom, this person who was not in this point was in the other point. That would make a lot of sense to me. So, Chairman, because I hope you'll give me a next bite on this, but let me hand them because I may end up being boring, because I have something else that I'll be raising later.
Yes, Chairman.
Do we ask him to respond, or we give them more?
We can ask a few more questions.
Yeah, because, and please let us shorter, because
Pardon?
My colleague here have taken about 20 minutes, I'm sure.
Yes.
So fanya fupi.
Chairman, I have three questions. The first one to the DCI is this motor vehicle DCI GKB862H. How is it registered in the name of Rental Works East Africa Limited? If it's a GK, or is that an undercover name for a government agency? Because the annex, as you have shown, is that the vehicle is registered in Rentworks East Africa Limited, and it's a GK. So I would want to know if it belongs to this Rentworks East Africa Limited, how is Rentworks related to government to have a GK vehicle? Number two, you found that David Ngutia Kuteha, this Annex 4, is actually a serving policeman, a police constable. Was he interrogated to establish whether he attended the meetings that Senator Malala alleged in both Lamada and Thika? And does he know the other Arabs that are mentioned? Kipop, Elias, Rope, Benedict, Arab P, and Abanas Jemutei, and then Njeru. Was he asked if he knows these people? You say they are not in the police records, but did he know them since he is a policeman and is alleged to have been with them? And then that is to DCI. To IG, I think the question IG was the critical issue for the Senate was the drama that surrounded the arrest of these senators. These are leaders. We do not expect that leaders are treated any different from other members of the public, but was indeed a use of inordinate force to send 20 policemen to barricade a senator's house in the morning to arrest him, when in fact you could even pick him from the gate here because they come here. I know you can't arrest him in the presence of Parliament, and I have specifically asked Senator Langat, who is close to me, whether he was ever called to the police to go and respond to allegations against him, and he told me he wasn't. Your report says he was. So who is telling us the truth? But the whole picture is to avoid unnecessary use of excessive force in the arrest and the drama that comes with it, bringing what DCI has said, bringing unnecessary attention and eventual ridicule to any individual, including leaders.
I think you will try to answer those two questions rather.
Chair, with your permission, I can take the first two questions which are relating to me, and then the ones relating to investigation of the threat against Senator Malala. DCI will take over from there. Mine was the issue of summons and police in terms of bringing to attention of an intention to carry out an investigation. It is not necessarily that there is a written document that we have to serve it with you, because it's a part of investigation to establish if there is any case. And there's a whole process for police to determine that there is a case which requires to go up to court. And that's why we have DPP, who will also advise before we table a case before court. These are leaders, and I agree. Honorable Chair, and there are people with respect and decorum. And in our first session of the meeting we had here, when we were in company of CS Interior, we agreed, and that one we are developing with the Parliament and the Senate. We have a liaison teams, and we took off from there. That we agree that the manner it was carried, it was not proper, and we agree that we'll establish forward a decent way of communicating and dealing with honorable members. That one we took responsibility, and CS took responsibility. We don't want to go back to explain so much, because in the first meeting we saw that there was an error. But I would like to explain slightly more details. The circumstances, not only arresting members of Senate, of Parliament, but the commander in charge he has that independence authority of making a proper decision before he takes a team of police to effect an arrest. This is only that is applying to members of Senate. But there are cases that we have under-deployed, then officers are overcome by the resisting members. So it's up to the commander to make a proper decisions what number of officers he requires to carry out an effective arrest. And arrest here is totally, in other areas, it's totally war. When we are talking of arrest in Northeastern, it's not the same when we are talking about arrest of a member of Parliament or a member of Senate. Those are different scenarios, but they are all actually determined by circumstances surrounding the operation. As far as the case we are discussing, we agreed on that and way forward. We are establishing a liaison teams, my team from National Police Service and the team from the Senate and the Parliament. We change, and we want also to bring the two teams working together. And then we took those commitments from the first meeting. And we are here at that time because we want to emphasize that we are there to change. I know it may take us more time to discuss, and these are things we are ready to engage even outside this committee, because we want also to develop a good way of working with you. My second questions come from Honorable Senator Wetangula, and almost surrounds the same question. And we wanted to develop a working relationship. And it's also upon you. We have actually developed a very strong internal affairs unit where we have complained from any member of public against police. We don't want the National Police Service to carry a blame. We want an officer to carry that blame. And I tell you right now, as we talk, the Internal Affairs Unit is the most feared unit within the police. Most feared. It's police of police. It polices police. Policing the police. And now it's actually very effective. Once a complaint comes against an officer, Internal Affairs Unit. It is in the KCB Plaza, Upper Hill. They have an anonymous line for submitting complaints. Actually, Honorable Chair, I would like to write details about how to make a complaint against police officially and submit to this house, so that now we can deal with the specific officers and personalities. And I want to bring this one because Honorable Senator here looks at the police that is not trusted. We don't want to think that way. This is the only police service you have. We cannot replace it with another service. We cannot bring the Uganda police here. We work with the National Police Service, it's our service. What we there is we work together, let us isolate issues, specifics, and then we address them. And that's why we have this unit. I'll commit myself, I'll give details, how we can reach out complaints against specifics. And they would be investigated and brought forward for your attention, and you'll be see the action we have taken. Atubembelezi, we deal with them the way you are bitter with us. When we are here, we deal with those ones who are doing rogue issues which are not part of our mandate. Chair, those are the questions with me. The rest
Thank you.
DCI can take
Thank
over.
you. DCI.
Before we go to the DCI, kindly, if you allow me, let me advise that you may as well be able to borrow from the EACC, because I do not agree with you to the extent that you can't write to somebody when you are conducting investigation. I would agree with you when you are enforcing an arrest. But writing to me and telling me that we are doing a certain investigation and we believe you may have information that can assist this investigation, that courteous letter, nobody will not be willing to come before you to give the information because we have a duty. My only problem is this, where now you say a police commander can just pick up his call and call you and tell you, come before me. I am saying this because this has happened to me a number of times. I've had a meeting with my brother Kinoti in his office. By the time I'm leaving in his office, I'm being called by police officers who are saying, have instructions from the DCI to call you. Yet I was with him. I never told me about it. This is why, and you know, right now, because we are saying we cannot really trust you so much, you really need us to build trust with us, so that if I have an invitation letter, if I don't come, then compel me, because I think there's a law that compels one to come and give information. That is one way, just like AACC writes to us every day to tell us, come and appear before us on this street. And we send you time, and we are willing to support the service. But when a police officer takes advantage of his position, right, to humiliate, to harass, is a very painful exercise. And I'm happy you have such, because the information we are going to share won't be overwhelming.
Chair, just to inform the Honorable Senator, it is true we have instruments for summoning within the police. We have P52, which compels the suspect or a person who requires to appear before police to appear. Yes. We have those instruments. What we need is we are agreeing to ensure that we continue improving our services. That one I agree, Honorable Senator.
It is very simple going forward.
There's
There are two
committee.
levels. One is a mere invitation, a phone call. Come and see me. Number two, a summons. A summons in law is a document. It's not a call. So there is a level of a mere invitation and a summons. I don't think we need to spend too much time on that. That procedure we know. Let's deal with the real facts.
I think members, please, because even we have recommended as a committee, and even IG have repeated here, that we are going to have a liaison committee between the two houses. Why don't we wait and establish a liaison committee? And a committee is, some of them will be from our Senate. We tell the Inspector General what we want done, instead of us wasting a lot of time on the same question.
Chairman, I don't want also for us to put too much weight on the police. We are not special. If, for example, a member of parliament is involved in a violent crime and is armed, you don't go through liaison, you look for him and arrest him. And if it is something, it must be case to case. It cannot be one fits all. So we also don't want to put you in a straitjacket where you are told a member of parliament is battling with guns with somebody, and we do. There are members who have done that. Then you call him to a liaison committee. That is not enforcement of the law. Yes.
You want to say on the same issue?
Chair, just two questions. First of all, I'd like to thank the IG and his team for their response. And I think, Chair, a lot of most of these issues were canvassed last week when in your last meeting. I just have two follow-up questions. One, and a comment. First one is, I'm glad you confirm in your response that through forensic and technical investigations, the location of Senator Malala was gotten, hence his arrest. National Police Service is not privy to any information on any location sent to the police. The allegations out there by members of public, and not just simple members of public, people at the level of former Prime Minister, have alleged that the 3 senators, or one of the 3 senators, or 2, he didn't specify how many of the 3, actually sent their P numbers to the police to come and invite them to come be arrested. First of all, embarrassing the police service, that the police service is on call to be used for political reasons or for anybody to assist in criminal racket. But 2, embarrassing this house, that members of this house would call policemen, could do anything wrong and then call police to cover. So this is a very serious issue, in fact, when it comes to reputation of both this house and the police. And I'm glad that in your response, you put it categorically that the 3 senators, you are looking for them. They did not invite you. Is that correct, Mr. IG?
It's correct.
Yeah. So that is confirmed, meaning, therefore, that even as you come to your conclusion in your statement, in the statement related to Senator Malala, which was the investigation related to Senator Malala, you came to the conclusion that you demand an apology for comments that are made by senators regarding the integrity of the police service. Would you demand the same from the former Prime Minister and others who have also alleged that police service are on call to be misused?
Make a comment. Please, with permission and also protection from the chair, we don't want to drag police to politics. We are a professional outfit and we want to do our job professionally. The issue of politics, we leave it with you.
But you know, IG, we are dealing with politics here. We are dealing with the arrest of politicians. You are demanding apology from politicians. So, and a politician at the level of our party leader. Most of us here, our party leaders are not in this house. Except no, Moses Matakula is representing himself here. But I'm saying most of the senators who are sitting here, or almost all actually, except Senator Wetangula and Senator Gideon Moi, and Kabaka, I don't know if he's a party leader. Most of us here.
I think
our party leaders, no, it's important, Chair. Our party leaders are not here, including the president. And if they were to be said outside there, that they are making such comments that disparage the police, yeah, and you demand an apology from a junior officer, in political sense, a senator is more junior than his party leader, politically. If you are demanding an apology from a senator, you should demand an apology from our party leaders. That is not politics. Number two, Chair, and this is important, Chair. The reason why we are here, and the reason why this thing caught a lot of attention from the public and from this house, is actually to divorce the police service from politics. And so that police service is not on call to be used by the executive to pursue their agendas here. The best way the executive can pursue agenda here, they have a leadership here, and they have persuasion, and they have manifesto. Even as you pursue this line of, you want respect for the police service, what assurance can you give the Senate that the police service will become a police service where independently members of this house will not lose their positions, security and so forth because of police enforcement? Lastly, I know colleagues, and I know some of them have not come here, but I still know colleagues who don't have security, whose security was withdrawn for political reasons because they joined this political camp or the other. Many of them are from the ruling party. How far is the process of restoring security to them?
Chair, as I seek for your protection on issues of politics, I would like to answer my honorable Senator Murkomen. Even I had to talk to him personally. I had to talk to him personally when he had his security withdrawn, and I told him that you deserve to have your security, and you will return. And I think you should report that one.
And I confirm, and I appreciate.
You confirm that one. And what I want to assure.
But also, you should tell the committee IG that my security was withdrawn for almost a month, just because I lost my position.
I was not in the picture, but when I learned this, I even told you I apologize for that reasons. And any other member, I can confirm in this house, any other member who has no security, I think it is not with our knowledge. And that's why I have DIG Gabo here with me. We have standard deployment for all of you. In fact, Malala, who is an issue now we are discussing here, as an extra, and have not withdrawn because of that complaint he has. So in that one, I commit that cases of withdrawal of security from honorable members, we don't entertain that unless, and I have gone in camera and in record. When you misuse, you go to commit crime using our officers, that's a different thing, and I've made that clear. I will withdraw the security. When you use the police to go and commit crime, that one I've said, I will withdraw. But other normal circumstances, no political issues, I don't withdraw. And for those cases which have been withdrawn, I've instructed my friend here, DIG, return those security.
Good, good. Yeah. What a DCI?
Thank you, sir. Maybe I'll start with questions which were put by Honorable Rentori. And as a lawyer, sir, he must have tasked me as an investigator, and I really appreciate that. First of all, sir, is to say that from the onset, when we are investigating this case, we investigate a case the way it has been arranged. We can only imagine a complaint. So the way a complaint has been brought is the way we investigate it, the ingredients of that allegation. Now, if this allegation was given via writing, sir, and the substance of the allegations were given, that there were about 5 police officers who are members of a subunit, of a unit within the DCI, alleged to be an assassination squad. We were only given the names. Sir, if perhaps you don't have the copy of the complaint, maybe you can have a look at it and see exactly what was alleged, what was touched. And we came here for the first instance. We were not actually having the investigation report on either, and we were actually guided very well. And we really thank Senator Wetengura. If you can see the flow of our investigation is purely what you give there. You give so many itemized areas on how we should go about it, and the expectations of the report to this honorable committee today. So we forward it to the letter. And if you see as our scope, we are borrowing from the allegations the way they were brought to us. If you see, it is only the names which were given. You have said that, yes, and I agree with you. That is establishing an alibi. Where was this alleged officer during this time? Not just mere of saying that maybe that officer was not in Ramanda or that alleged auto indica. Fine. But now, if this officer is not existing in the first place, and we were given the only name, if we were never given a telephone number, maybe these alleged officers possessed these numbers of telephone lines which they were communicating against themselves. I would purely agree with you, sir, that we need to have established through now the data call and data exploitation, where particularly during this alleged period where these officers were. Because the names may be wrong, but the telephone numbers may be right because they are registered somewhere. So that one we could have followed it very well. Now, in the absence of the same, sir, what were our options? And then we come to the motor vehicles. We come to the motor vehicles, we were only given the registration of the vehicles, color and make. A Subaru, green in color. Registration, this, all this one. Now, if we were never given any chassis number or engine number, to go to that extent, sir, you would imagine the whole world for us chasing any green Subaru for chassis of engine number. So, that one, sir, I was saying, we are only actually going versus. But in the event there is any counter for us to, to move on or improve on our investigation, that's the reason, sir, you see, we have annexed. There is no allegation that we have done here, which we have not backed by the evidence that we retrieved from where. This is not a submission from the DCI. Sir, this is, for us, it's just packaging. What we extracted from those who can be someone, even it was in court. For me, even you not see me there, is all these people, they are next. Those are the people who will be swearing in court and saying, what we are going to tell this court or this Senate committee is the truth and nothing but the truth. It's them who have committed themselves versus, through what we have already annexed. So we have actually given the truth from them and then we have packaged for them as a report. So it may not be entirely be taken as is the DCI submission. We have merely packaged, sir. Then about CCTV. You have alleged that perhaps there is some collaboration between us and some other agencies on that. Well, I may say that the way I know the hotel is a public hotel and all that. Even if you go there yourself, nobody will be told where you come from. You just take tea, and because you are my brother and my legal counsel, you can always take me some other times. I'm saying this because it's a public place, and anybody who goes there, there is nobody who is being asked whether you are from the DCI or from any other security agency. If the CCTV, footage, which perhaps then could have been manipulated to our favor, it's okay. But then, if we could be confronted with the opposite, that's so. You said that during the meetings, like sometimes somewhere it was alleged, I have a record of these meetings. And I remember something like that. We waited for church recordings, but they were never forthcoming. Surely, what do? We have already annexed evidence from the hotel management, confirming and actually witnessing the same from what we asked them. So, unless we're confronted with the opposite, there is nothing could have done further than that. Then I go to Honorable Wetengura's questions. So first of all, is to thank you because you guided us very well. And what actually of us is a very important question because it also, maybe we did not bring it very, clearly. How can a vehicle, belonging to, a private entity, belong to the police? So today, and that one maybe the IG even can explain to us, though it's not a big issue, we are using leased vehicles, sir. Most police officers, and this is you people who decided that we should no longer buy vehicles directly, we lease vehicles. These vehicles are, leased from different agencies, they are leased to the police. When they are leased to the police, you can see like this one is a police blue in color. If you come to the DCI, they have different colors. If you go to the GSU, they are colored, they are given color identifying from the same service, APS and all that. So, sir, this is a leased vehicle, but now it is in the hands of the police. Until the lease period is finished, then it will be taken back again. then that is even where people actually are given opportunity to buy and to do that. Then we are given some other new risk vehicles. So on Ingutia, that confirming about the officers, that was very, very important. And there is one thing, sir, you can imagine if we could be writing to this honorable court about an assassination, about killing, and then this officer is involved. How would we face you people? When it is established, I came to write here. Even if I'm not on oath, God is in heaven, He's seeing me. We are talking about death. I wouldn't see, I wouldn't imagine. This officer said very clearly, he has never attended any meeting in the Namanda. He said, first, we only confronted him with names, no telephone numbers, no photograph. First of all, remember, we have put in our, in our report, when we asked Honorable Crawford Marara to give us the photographs, I even volunteered to say, if it's our own officers, show them, and let me be ashamed. Look, you are hiding these police officers. Who doesn't know them? And then I'll be accused of concealing on all that. He refused. I only saw them here through the phone, and even when he came, he was very cooperative, and we went very well in the statement recording. When we requested the same, he declined to give us the photograph. So we didn't have an opportunity, perhaps even to confront the officer. Look, have you ever met these people? Maybe the names already don't exist. And we don't have church police officers in the National Police Service, not even in the DCI or the Arrest Assassin Squad. So we were left with no much option other than just to confront him with names. And simply means I've never heard of church a name. And if it's Ramanda, I've never gone there with church officer, neither even on my own, I've never. Then the other hotel in Dika, I was confronted here, I told it is existing. I wouldn't mind to be told where that thought is existing. It is not there, sir. So those are the areas which I would have wished to clarify. And if there could be any other, as far as that investigation is concerned, I'm ready to answer, sir. Thank you.
Just to clear some areas because of doubt of police investigating itself. This was a matter of guidance. You were instructed by the committee, we carry out this investigation. And honorable members gave us even guidance how to do it. So it's a matter of trusting us. Because we have nothing to hide, you have other option to look for independence of investigating us. But we followed your instructions. And that we were to be with you here today with a report. And we followed your direction and guidelines. So it's a matter of us building trust that we are telling you the truth. Through that process, we agreed from here. So to me, I want to ensure that we become professional to serve you. Where we have erred, we agree, we are correcting. If there are other issues, maybe we can be able to engage where in future so that we continue improving the service to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam IG. Last question. Chalagai.
Thank you, Chair. And also thank you for making sure that the response of IG and DCI are on record, because it will be easy for us to refer unlike last time. And I'm happy that your directions were taken seriously. Mine, I know colleagues have delved into this. Mine are going to be, by the way, personally, I don't have a problem with police. They are a very good friend of mine. They normally arrest me whenever they like, so I don't have a problem. So yeah, but you should give me chopper rights next time, I'd like others, on a lighter touch here. So mine are two things. One, I noticed on the issue of Senator Malala, the DPP issued a letter to say they were not going to charge him. But on the issue of Dr. Langat and Senator Lilekwe, my question is very simple. IG and DCI, are they out on free bond, or are they out or is investigation still ongoing, or have you started preferring charges through your investigation? Yeah, yeah. P22, whether they have that, so that you know, because of the pressure that was there, and this has happened before, maybe your office has left them, and then now, rearresting is a common feature in Kenya. So those are number two. I've seen your response. You have argued issue of jurisdiction. Here we have parliamentary police office. You have argued that in that day you were not aware that there was a very important vote and on revenue bill, which everybody was aware of. My question is on the issue of jurisdiction, which we tried and delved last time. Why was it hard? These are leaders. Why was it hard? If there were any issues that these leaders were supposed to be arrested on, I would have expected through UIG and DCI to have even be cognizant of the fact that there was an important vote, and they would even have given out their statements even at the Parliament Police. So on the issue of jurisdiction, you need to still clarify on that, AG and DCI. Finally, Chair, I've seen on the issue of command, and your response is very interesting, because you are telling us officers somewhere in Nandi can sit and say, today we want to arrest so-and-so. I'm not saying of a senator or an MP. And because of their independent decision, they decide to arrest somebody. And in your same response, you are saying there is a chain of command. So where is the link? Because officers at the ground level, at your offices in the divisional headquarters or the OCS or OCPD, can make a decision, and you are alleging there is a chain command where they must give you a signal through the chain command so that you can sanction the action. Because any action they take without you sanctioning, when it comes to vicarious liability, my learned senior, Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., will tell you IG and DCI, you are liable on this issue. So DCI and IG, I think those are the issue. And finally, I'm happy that finally you have confirmed that no one sent a pin. Any senator or any leader sent a pin to be arrested. And that is important, so that that matter had created a lot of anxiety within public. Finally, Chair, I think I seek the indulgence of maybe just so that I will not speak again, just a supplementary question, Chair. On the issue of Lesos Police Station, Chair, I think you will just a supplementary question. Maybe they will respond back. The IG on the status, since people were killed, 3 civilians were killed, on whether the Lesos Police Station is now, after being banned by alleged goons, whether officers have been charged. I think this is a matter we had discussed with DCI and also UIG. But to confirm just to the committee on the process of healing between the community and also ensuring that the Lesos Police Station is operational. So, Chair, that is on the indulgence. Finally, police...
Every time, finally, first of all, this one of Lesos, we have already written to the minister. He's not obliged to answer that.
Okay, just I'm saying supplementary and for you to guide, for you to rule.
But,
okay. Now, finally, Chair, is that I have seen somewhere, I don't know whether DCI has someone, an ex-DCI, to appear before DCI offices. My concern is that even as we finish these things, and I'm happy you have someone, an ex-DCI, to come to DCI, ex-DCI boss. But my question is, and I want to invite you, the one I read to you, both DCI and IG, Article 2265, that make sure all these issues you are bringing before us are things that I've heard you saying they are truthful, they are within the law. Because even if we want to support the police through you, Chair, by giving them proper legislation, budgetary and necessary resource mobilization, you are holding those officers on behalf or on trust on behalf of Kenyans. But know one thing, that even if tomorrow Hilary Mutyambai will no longer be the IG, or my friend DCI Kinoti will never, the same issues you do it illegally might need to follow you as provision of Article 2265 of the Constitution. So in as much as you are telling us we apologize, the police also must apologize. That is what I can say at this point, because I've seen you want us to, some senators to be reprimanded for misleading in your recommendation, Chair, but also the police must also apologize for embarrassing their families and putting them into anxiety. I thank you, Chair.
Just respond. This is the last one. No more questions. I think
Chair, I can give now any of us here, because I have DIG He has not spoken. He can just give his input to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mine is, I know if you see there's no question, senators are not asking about bodyguards. Unless I want to confirm here, majority of the senators, they have bodyguards, and those we have said the deliberation of the Inspector General that those senators who don't have bodyguards, unless they can write to the clerk and we shall be able to give them. But generally we have said we shall be, if we withdraw any bodyguard, we usually withdraw from the VIP because it's a privilege we give to the VIPs, those who commit a breach of peace and those who will abuse the privilege being accorded to them. You have seen majority of senators or MPs or VIPs who commit an offense. Therefore, we want to protect the gun and the officer himself. It was just like last week, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Ngeno. The moment he has been detained, therefore it's my duty to remove that officer because we don't know where the officer is, just to come back to SGB, let him hand over the gun, and therefore we wait for the court action. Once the court and whatever has been done, we just return back to him. And that is the whole process, because we have seen instances where officers, they are not with the bodyguard.